Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. So today we have a huge list of mixed reality games to go over. Now this has been separated into VR games that added mixed reality as a new feature, and then titles that were made completely from the ground up for mixed reality. Now there are of course the links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by the VR content platform SideQuest. SideQuest currently houses thousands of VR and MR games for all standalone VR headsets. This community-driven platform is the best way to find new games that are either in development or just haven't made it onto a first-party storefront yet. SideQuest has been a major contributor to the VR community since 2019, and the team behind SideQuest has also developed a whole new social experience called Banter. It's a physics-driven sandbox world with multiple different environments that you can experience or create together with your friends. Additionally, if you're not looking for any new games right now, go ahead and check out SideQuest anyway because they're giving away a Quest 3. So go use the link down in the description and prepare to find some hidden gems or even some blockbuster titles that you didn't even know existed. Okay, so I've said it multiple times before, I feel like mixed reality is still in its infancy. The games are still a bit gimmicky, they're not fleshed out, and it's overall like a whole new experience for developers to get into. It's also a whole new experience for us to enjoy. So today's list is a huge list so you can get a massive sampling of what's out there, and the first title up is Espire 2 Spatial Ops. This allows you to take all of the title's stealth-based mechanics into your own living space. There's a massive series of mini levels that'll start you off by doing simple tasks like avoiding bombs, hacking into machines, and then finding your way out. But as the levels progress, so do the gameplay elements. There'll be windows into virtual worlds where you have to battle some enemies. Robots and soldiers will come stomping their way into your real-life space, and all of those excellent mechanics like sneaking up on an enemy, telling them to put their hands up and drop their weapon, and then relocating their body after knocking them out still exist. But if you're looking for a title that feels a bit more at home in mixed reality, we have Demeo. Demeo is an absolutely fantastic co-op tabletop experience. Now, thanks to mixed reality, you could take that game board and place it anywhere you want in your real-life home. You could also resize it to your specifications, and there's even a co-location option if you want to play this in a shared space, just like you would with a real tabletop game. Demeo is an absolutely fantastic experience that I recommend to everyone, and mixed reality just makes it a bit more true to life. Now, our next series of mixed reality games allow you to get into melee combat without the fear of punching stuff around your house. First one is the beautifully stylized and unique sword fighter, Broken Edge. Rather than getting into combat and swinging your weapon like a madman, Broken Edge requires you to power up your weapon and disarm your opponent. You'll have to chip away at their sword before coming in for that final blow. There's a wide array of different historical fighters, all equipped with different weapons, pros and cons. Now, I really enjoy how the mixed reality version opens up these portals where the enemy comes through, because it feels like the attack is coming from a creature that exists in another realm. But if you want your combat a bit more down to earth, we have the boxing title Thrill of the Fight. Thrill of the Fight is an absolute classic. This boxing title features true to life mechanics, and it's an excellent way to break a sweat. Now your matches aren't limited to the ring, and you could bring your opponents into any room of your house. Additionally, why not spawn in some gym equipment for some semi-virtual training? Now, Knockout League gives us the same options, but instead of realism, we'll be fighting some really over-the-top characters. A great way to practice your boxing skills is to go up against an opponent that has 8 arms. That's right, this game literally has you boxing an octopus, and now you can do it in your living room. Now, if those titles were a bit too active or violent for you, I recommend you check out Cubism. Cubism is a Zen-like puzzle experience. You're given a wide array of 3D Tetris-like shapes, and you'll have to stack them together to solve some clever puzzles. The mixed reality mode will allow you to stay present in your actual environment, and you can continue to casually solve puzzles while remaining in contact with people around you, keeping an eye on your kids, or maybe also watching a little bit of TV. The title's a great little escape, and the mixed reality mode definitely adds something here, just like our next title, Yuki. Yuki is a highly addictive bullet hell shooter, which has you fulfilling a childhood dream as you fly around with an action figure in your hand. Now, mixed reality helps to fulfill that childhood dream even more. Now, all of the enemies, obstacles, and that bullet hell is flying around your real-life environment. It's basically exactly what was playing out in our heads when we were little kids making bad sound effects. Pew, 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 pew. Now, if you ever felt the need to defend your home from zombies, Drop Dead the Cabin Home Invasion will allow you to do just that. This title will create some animated doors and windows into your home, and you'll need to do whatever it takes to stop these creatures from getting inside. This game will also turn things up a notch, because just when you think it's smooth sailing, one of these creatures can actually break down a virtual wall into your home. But so far, we've been playing the vast majority of these titles alone, and now it's time to jump into some hilarious co-op action with Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. This is another classic title that originally existed as a flat screen game. In the mixed reality version, you'll be looking at a bomb, and you'll have to describe what you're seeing and follow instructions from onlookers who have a bomb defusal manual. It's a hilariously fun time and works extremely well in mixed reality. Now, if you were a fan of the classic title Asteroids, let me introduce you to the 21st century's version. Meteoric puts you in the gun seat and allows you to shoot lasers from your hand. There's an array of different power-ups, full-on 360 degrees of action, and even a multiplayer mode that allows your friends to throw asteroids at you from their cell phone. It's a cool combination of mechanics and works surprisingly well in mixed reality. But let's move on to some titles for the more musically talented among us. If you ever want to bring a set of drums into your house but really don't have the room, well, Smash Drums has you covered. The Smash Realities update does an amazing job of importing a drum kit that looks surprisingly real. There's a bunch of really cool effects like lightning coming off your sticks that also work surprisingly well in mixed reality. But I found the Synth Riders mixed reality update to be even cooler. Again, we see that portal-like effect, which feels like you're peering into a whole new world. Overall, it's a wild new experience for an already great game, and it's also really cool to see when some of these special effects trickle out into your real-world environment. Now, for our last mixed reality update, you're going to have to make sure to remember that this one is not real. ForeVRpool allows you to import a pool table and a bunch of your friends. It's a really cool experience that you can get the blend into your real-life environment surprisingly well, but just make sure not to lean on the table when taking a shot or placing your beer on it. Both of those will not go over well with a mixed reality object. Okay, so that right there was the vast majority of existing VR games that added a mixed reality mode. Now, there's new games coming out every day, and I'm sure I may have missed a few. If I did, go ahead, let me know which ones you like down in the comments. From here, we're going to move on to games that were made specifically for mixed reality, and these are the titles I truly enjoy. This is where I want to see the future go, and let's go ahead and check those out, starting with Piano Vision. Piano Vision is way more than just a game. It is a full-on learning application. The ability to use this with a real piano sets it apart from basically everything else out there. You have full control to utilize everything from a grand piano down to your kid's mini keyboard. You can also adjust the play speed of how fast notes come down to you, which is absolutely fantastic for when you're first learning a new song. Overall, Piano Vision truly impressed me, and I walked away thinking, now this is the future of mixed reality. But jumping back to a more traditional use case, we have the 4-person competitive title, BAM! This party-style game gives you a little robot and drops you into an arena to face off against 3 other opponents. It's basically a King of the Hill battle where you're fighting to hold on to a crown as long as possible, and I was surprised about the overall level of strategy this title had until I learned it was made by the same studio that gave us Space Pirate Trainer. So if you're looking for an actual competitive mixed reality game that you can play both online or at location, go check out BAM! Now, if you want even more action with that competition, we have Spatial Ops. Now, this is a bit hard to get set up as you need a large location with a bunch of friends on site, but if you can manage it, this is basically like a digital game of paintball. You'll be dodging behind imaginary cover, and both characters and weapons will be superimposed over real-life people. It's definitely a truly unique experience, but it might be more suited to arcades. But if Spatial Ops is too violent for you, let's check out a bit more casual fun with GroKit. GroKit is a series of wacky party-style games designed specifically to help show off mixed reality. Now, like many titles on today's list, GroKit is still in development, but they are planning on a large array of future updates. And speaking of updates, FPS Enhanced Reality is looking much better than when it originally released. There's realistic weapons, enemies now utilize cover, there's new modes and features, like a new darkened environment where you need to use a flashlight, or the ability to call in an airstrike to help soften up your enemies. I can't wait to see where this title eventually goes, but as of right now, it's extremely cool running around your house, having soldiers jump out from behind every corner. But if you prefer to turn your house into a trap-filled dungeon, we have Dungeon Maker. Do you remember playing Floor is Lava as a kid? Well, now it actually is. Lava, pits, spike traps, and even a few giant patrolling skeletons are now part of your house's defenses. Overall, it's an extremely unique concept and nice little treat in mixed reality. And finally, I'll leave you guys with a scary title, just in time for Halloween. Hauntify Mixed Reality will dim the lights and fill your house with horrific creatures. It's almost like IRL phasmophobia, and even though the creatures don't look that real, it's a surprisingly spooky experience. Now, I personally don't want to play this too much, not just because I'm a coward, but also because I don't want to imagine that there's creatures roaming my house every time I dim the lights. And that right there was today's list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If I missed anything, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what mixed reality games we should all try out. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you guys on next time.